Hi everyone, Matthew Roseman here with Roseman's & Company LLC. Here today with another episode of The Business of You. In this episode, we're going to talk about tips for good credit. Now I'm going to take and divide this topic into two videos so that neither is too long and we can get through all 10 tips. Okay, let's get started. So let's start with why. Why is good credit important? The reason good credit is important is because it allows you to keep more in your pocket than otherwise, say if you were to have bad credit. In fact, good credit can allow you to keep thousands, and in some cases tens of thousands of dollars more in your pocket than if you were to have bad credit. Tip 1. Make paying down revolving credit a priority. Now, revolving credit is essentially your credit cards. And it's not about the amount that you owe on your credit cards that really affects your credit score. It's your credit utilization rate. Now, what credit utilization is of your available credit, how much of that are you using? For example, if you have two credit cards with $5,000 each on them, you have a total of $10,000 in revolving credit. Now, if you use $6,000 or you owe $6,000 between the two cards, your credit utilization is 60%. Now, in order to be in good standing on your credit report or in your credit scores, you really need that to be below 30%, or in this case, $3,000. And the lower the better. Get it around 10% and you're golden. Tip 2, never close a credit card. Now, many of us, the first thing we want to do after we've paid off a credit card is close it so that we won't be tempted to use it again or something like that. But this is actually a bad thing when it comes to your credit score and your credit standing. And the reason is there are a number of factors that go into your credit score. And one of them is the length of your credit history. Now, if you had, for example, a credit card for 10 years and you decided to close it after you paid it off, 5 years from now, that credit history will actually begin to average out and take away from your credit score. Whereas if you kept it for that extra 5 years, then it would continue to add to your credit history, the length of your credit history, the average length. So that's why you don't want to close your credit accounts. Just zero them out and put the card up somewhere or cut it or whatever, and just not use it. But it will continue to add to the length of your credit history, which will continually benefit your credit score. Tip 3. There's really no CP time in paying your bills. In other words, pay your bills on time and not when you get around to it. These days, it's a lot easier to pay your bills on time. With the advent of the internet, you can really set up payments, minimum payments, and you can do it all at one time in one sitting, at your computer, on your phone. And so there's really no excuse. And paying late payments has a real and negative effect on your credit score. Again, they can last up to 7 years on your credit report. So if you have late payments, just move forward and don't be late anymore, because you really can see an immense effect and improvement on your credit scores in 1 to 3 years if you're steady in paying your bills. Tip 4, own your credit. My dad used to say, a man has only two things: his name and his credit. And essentially, what I'm saying in this tip is do whatever you can to fight for your credit score. Don't be passive with your credit score. If you see something negative come across your report, then own it. Try to figure out what it's about. Contact the creditor. If you have to make a payment or arrange payments, do so. Do whatever you can to make sure you can get that negative item off your report. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but at least you own it. Tip 5. In order to help someone establish credit or to help somebody improve their credit, add them as an authorized user on one of your good credit cards. Good credit card meaning that it has a high credit line and it has low utilization and that you pay the bills on time. What this does is it can help a child or a young person establish credit without having the responsibilities of actually paying the credit card bill or having the risk of them running up the credit card. And it also could help somebody, again, who you are trying to help or who's trying to, improve their credit, but is having problems, getting loans or different things like that. So it really can help someone in the long run. And similar to this, if you are, say, a parent that is buying your child a car at 16 or 18, and what I would suggest is instead of buying them that car outright or putting it only in your name, you could actually add them as a co-signer to the loan. And what that will do, again, is help them establish credit and get a history of credit so that when they're out on their own, they're walking out of high school or college with a 750 or 800 credit score with established history and is able to really be successful in getting loans and being able to do what they need to do from a credit standpoint. Hey, thanks for stopping by and look out for our next 5 tips in a later video. Have a blessed day. Bye.